Oh, why do we always make it so stressful? Why do we always have to make it so difficult for ourselves? Thankfully, we've got the win tonight, but you know, I wanna try and stay positive. It's very difficult after a result like tonight and after a performance like tonight because it's quite simply a game of two halves with Arsenal. We really are second half FC. That's exactly how to sum up Arsenal this season. We just do not show up in the first half of most of our games. It's infuriating. It really is. Quite literally, the last 90 seconds to 2 minutes of that first half was decent. The rest of the first half, we can just forget about it. It was shocking. Thankfully, we have got a manager that realised he maybe made a mistake with the lineup tonight, or maybe it just didn't work out. He makes changes at half-time. He does it. Iwobi comes in, and our second half may have just been a coincidence. We just seem to play better. But second half FC, that's what we're called, and that's what we are. Because it's not just a coincidence anymore. We only seem to show up in the second half of games. It's really, really frustrating. There's an incredible stat. It's mind-blowing, actually. This season, only 3 times have we been leading at half-time in the Premier League. 3 times. And that was actually quite recently. We started off like this season for many, many months. And we kind of got a bit better at this. You know, recently, the last 3 home games before today, I believe, we were leading at half-time. I might be wrong, but either way, it's something like that. And we kind of slip back into our old ways today where we just start really lethargic, really slow. But the most important thing is, if it is going to happen this way and we are going to play better in the second half, just get the result. And that's exactly what we've done. Last negative thing that I really want to talk about is the clean sheet issue. Everyone talks about clean sheets being as important as goals. 100% agreed. You can't really win the league title unless you can defend. And of course, I'm not saying that if we could defend, we'd be winning the league title right now. Of course not. There is so many things that you need to be a champion of your league. But we just cannot keep clean sheets. It drives me mad. Tonight, we conceded with 2 minutes left to go. We were 2-0 up, looking good for a 2-0 win. Not a great performance, but we'll take it, right? And then we concede just such a silly goal. Defensively all over the place. Kolasinac just stands there as the ball goes past him into the back of the net. You just think to yourself, why? Guys, you've done so well to not concede tonight, considering how bad we've performed, how many chances they've had. Cardiff could have scored a few goals in that first half, no problem. So just focus for that last few minutes and get that clean sheet that you really don't deserve, but take it. But no. We let clubs score against us way too easily. We've got a serious issue. And I believe had we held on to that clean sheet tonight, that would have only been the second time this season in the Premier League that we had kept back-to-back clean sheets. I mean, you can't make this up. It's really poor. But that's the negatives out of the way. Let's talk about the positives tonight. So, as you can see, the lineup. Özil started, which was really nice to see. I wouldn't say it was his best game by a long mile, but it wasn't bad. He got involved. He, bless the guy, didn't really have much to work with in the first half. You could see he was trying to find an outlet. He was trying to pass it up to the players up front with Aubameyang and Lacazette making runs in behind. But no wide players tonight. We played like a 4-3-1-2. It wasn't working, which is why we changed it. Özil definitely had a better performance in the second half before he was subbed out for Ramsey. But I thought Özil, he did okay. You can tell that he's frustrated. You could see that he was willing to try extra hard tonight to try and convince Emery that he should be part of his plans, that he should be in this lineup. We all know he should be. We all know he's got the quality. He's one of our best players. Absolutely no doubt about it. Why isn't he being started? We just don't know. I think more than anything, it's a tactical thing with Emery. He doesn't like Özil's work rate. He doesn't know where his best position is in his system. It's difficult, but it's great that we saw him start tonight, and hopefully we'll see him start against Man City up next, which is going to be a terribly difficult game. Right now, though, they're losing to Newcastle, so I'm eager to find out the result of that. God, Liverpool could actually win the title. Oh my God. Come on, I'm trying to stay positive. What am I thinking of here? The next positive thing, Guendouzi. I'm a big fan. I like this guy a lot. There's been a couple of games, a handful of games this season where he's looked like he's a bit out of his depth. He's not really ready. He seems to be a little bit nervy, makes mistakes. But come on, man, he's a teenager. This guy is absolutely unbelievable for his age. And there's no doubt in my mind he is one of our brightest prospects. I'm so, so glad that we did sign Sven Mislintat, even though he's leaving next month, even though we didn't get much use out of him. He brought us Aubameyang, he brought us, Guendouzi, obviously. Who else am I trying to... There was one other name that popped up. I've just completely gone blank right now. But the guy's leaving next month, Sven Mislintat. If you don't know who he is and you're an Arsenal fan, he joined us from Dortmund, and he is known as one of the best scouts in the world. He's a head scout. He does a lot of work behind the scenes on recruiting players that might not necessarily be in the limelight. And Guendouzi is exactly his type of signing, and I'm so, so grateful. Sven, we're going to miss him. He's a world-class scout, and I believe he's going to Bayern, so it's their loss, their win, our loss for sure. And yeah, he's brought us Guendouzi as a parting gift. This guy, his work rate, he gets himself into tackles. He gets thrown around all the time. He's always getting... It's awful to watch, but he's getting crunched out there. He really is. But he gets back up. He gets back into it. And I love the guy. He's actually very good at football as well. It's not just about the work rate. It's not just about what he's able to do defensively, because obviously we've had trouble defensively. He's a good midfield option for us defensively as well. But going forward, this kid sees things. His passes are sublime. He picks out passes that I don't even see on TV. He really has got an eye for a good pass. And I love how calm he can be on the ball as well. Moments where it looks like he's going frantic. I think it doesn't help that he's got such long bouncy hair, because it always looks like he's doing all this, you know. But he seems, I think most of the time, quite calm and collected on the ball, and he does find the right pass. He can be frustrating sometimes when he seems a bit too eager to release the ball, and sometimes maybe just taking a step back and taking it around, or doing a sideways pass, doing a backwards pass. It doesn't always have to be forward. You know, we always go on about these midfielders that have crazy passing stats, but, oh, they only pass it to the side. Totally understand that you want a player to be passing forward. You want a positive attacking play, but if the option isn't there, don't just do it for no reason. If there is someone else in space in a better position, just square it. It really doesn't matter too much. So I do get that, and I see it, but I would like Guendouzi to try his best to pick his timing sometimes. He can be a little bit iffy in that regard. But otherwise, I can't fault him tonight. He was my man of the match by a mile. Really, really love Guendouzi, and I'm so happy we've got him. You know, if we're losing Ramsey at the end of the season, which I think is going to happen, we will need to bring in someone else for our midfield. We're going to have to replace Ramsey for sure. But Guendouzi is certainly a player that we've needed for a little while. A new, young player that looks to be able to play pretty much anywhere in midfield, except from on the wings, obviously. I mean more of a box-to-box midfielder, a defensive midfielder, or even an attacking player. He can do really well in all three roles, and I think his best role is he's sitting back, getting the ball, and driving forward with it. That seems to be his strongest part of his game, for me, anyway. Other positives, Aubameyang and Lacazette both scoring tonight, which is always great to see. Aubameyang, bit of a tap-in merchant, of course, we all know it, but he's got a lot of goals this season, and tonight it was a penalty that got him his goal. But Lacazette's finish, ooh, he gets taken down a lot, Lacazette, but I've never seen a player try and stay on his feet so much. This guy is too honest. He's too honest. There's been multiple occasions this year, well, not just this year, this season, and last season, if I remember correctly, where he gets taken down in the box and he just gets back up again. Loads of players would have been getting penalties left, right, and centre if he was a little bit more selfish like that. And you know, I'm not condoning diving, but he gets hammered. He really does. People are taking him out, and he just gets back up. And for his goal, he got taken out by the edge of the pitch, and he just gets up and he runs through the defence like they're not even there, slots it home. Keeper got a touch on it, but no chance to stop it. And that gave us the 2-0 lead. So thankfully, not getting the clean sheet didn't matter in the end. Of course, it matters that we're not able to keep the clean sheet, which would be nice, but it didn't affect the result. So thankfully, Lacazette and Aubameyang both got on the score sheet tonight. Really, really pleased with that. Now, we also saw Jenkinson come on. I said I was going to stay positive, but this is a little bit more difficult to be positive about. I cannot believe it, and I've tweeted this already tonight. I never thought I would say this. I never thought I would see the day that Jenkinson comes on for Arsenal in a Premier League game. But is he better than Lichtsteiner? We're in 2019. and we've got Lichtsteiner and Jenkinson as our right-back options. We better be doing something in this window. There's only... If you're ever wondering why I look up here, it's because I've got a clock on my wall with the date. And I always cringe when I look at it at the moment because it's so close to the end of the window and nothing's getting done. When are we going to do something? We're hearing reports of Denis Suarez. We're even linked with Gay from Everton. Why? Why? We don't need midfielders. Denis Suarez, I kind of get if we're loaning him for the rest of the season and an option to buy. It's kind of a replacement for Ramsey, right? An attacking midfielder. I get that. But bringing in a defensive midfielder? No. We've been linked with Perisic. I saw Iwobi come on at half-time today. He took a little bit of time to get into the game, but once he did, he was brilliant. He made so many great runs into the box, around players. The passes were really nice. He played a big role into the pass where Kolasinac got taken out for the penalty, which Aubameyang scored. I think if you bring in Perisic, and I've heard reports that it's a loan for the rest of the season, and then £35 million as an option to buy, and I think it would be a forced option to buy, so it wouldn't be an option at all. You bring Perisic in and you ruin Iwobi's chance to grow and flourish in this team because he's been getting so much game time under Emery. So I'm actually really hoping the Perisic deal isn't going to happen. But if it does, he has to go out on the right, or Iwobi has to go on the right. Iwobi still needs to play, in my opinion. He's got the quality for the future. I feel like he's got great potential and we would be stunting his growth by bringing in someone like Perisic. I want to see a right-back and a centre-back brought in. No questions asked. I don't care if you want more attacking players. Great. If you want to do that, fine. Just bring in a right-back and a centre-back as well. I will be so happy, so happy if I see in the next few days before the window's shut that Arsenal have signed a centre-back and a right-back on loan for the rest of the season. Even if it's not going to be a permanent deal in the summer, I don't care. For the rest of the season, you're telling me we've got Lichtsteiner and Jenkinson playing for the right-back position? No. No. And we are one injury away from another centre-back from being in an absolute crisis, as if we're not in a crisis already with injuries. Thanks for watching, guys. I try my best to stay positive, and it's a positive result, but a very negative performance, especially that first half. So I'm hoping against Man City, who I presumed have lost. Do you know what? I'm going to check while we're recording so you guys get my reaction. Oh! Man United have just equalised. They were 2-0 down against Burnley. Okay. So they're 2-2. What is the Man City score? It's not showing me. Give me 1 second, guys. I want you to see my reaction to this. And it's still 2-1. So Man United drew 2-2 with Burnley after being 2-0 down. And Newcastle are still beating Man City 2-1. And it's over? I think it's probably just finished. Literally right now. Oh my God. Liverpool might actually win the Premier League. Oh my God. I was going to say, hopefully Arsenal don't perform like we did tonight against Man City because we'll get battered. But hey, maybe Man City aren't in a very good place right now. They're clearly not playing at the best of their ability. Maybe we've got a chance. Who knows? But that is going to be on my birthday, the 3rd of February. We'll be back then for another Operation Arsenal. So thanks for watching this one, and I will see you guys next time.